Easy peasy, and feel free to join in. I see people moving, that's great. You can do this along with me if you want to. So do it for your comfort level. Feel free to modify anything for yourself, and if anything feels uncomfortable, don't do it. Okay? So, first thing is, if you're sitting at your computer, how many of you slouch? Yeah, right? It's hard not to, the way the keyboard is. So the first thing that you want to do is get out of this position, because this is not good and this is not helping us, and up to a proper sitting position where you can balance a book on your head, right? Is that the old way of good posture, right? So, you don't have to take your shoes off. You don't have to be in sweats. I'm wearing office attire right now, and I am wearing knee-high boots with a small heel, and I am able to do these exercises. So the next thing, once you've adjusted your posture, is you want to stretch your back a little bit and then come down and forward and back. And you can also do this if you want more stretch, moving your feet slightly apart, coming over, rounding your back. If you've been sitting for a long time, especially if you've been hunched over, this is going to feel really good. And then arch your back up, and then round it again. Exhale, inhale, arch your back up. Taking your hands, pushing them up toward the ceiling. That feels really good if you have wrists and forearms that have been working on the computer. And then going over, see, even because you've been sitting here, right? It feels good to stretch. Right? And we can bring one arm over. We can bring the other arm over. I love that everyone is doing this. You guys all get gold stars for doing this along with me. Bringing one across, and then open up your chest and bring the other arm across. If you're able to, give your triceps and shoulders a stretch by putting one behind your head. Right, so this feels great. I've been standing for too long, and this feels great. The next thing is you want to wiggle your feet. You can do it one at a time or both at a time. So you want to wiggle those feet around, those ankles. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers and your wrists. Move your arms around. Bring a knee up and stretch that knee to take any pressure off the knee and hip joint, and do the same for the other side. Then come up with your arms and very slowly, starting here with your head, coming down, rounding your back down, all the way down to your tailbone, come down to the floor and hang. And you can shake it out when you get down there. Okay? And now that we're down here like rag dolls, we're going to come up starting from the lower spine. And we're keeping our chin to our chest until our shoulders are up, and then we bring this up. You can also move your head forward and back, and a little bit side to side, rolling your shoulders. So these are just super simple exercises and stretches that anybody can do. If you feel wild and crazy and you're not ready to get up, do some arm circles. Get that blood pumping a little bit more. Or some punches to the ceiling if you really want to get your heart rate up. Or punches in front of you if you're stressed out about the computer. No computer. Oh, why did you crash on me again? Blue screen of death. Take that. Just don't actually hit the computer. Good. So you can bring one leg up if you're comfortable doing that, and come down to stretch the back and inside of your thigh where your hamstring is. And you can do that for the other side as well. Good. And then, getting up out of our seat using the chair, we can come down and bring an arm up to stretch out our obliques. And then go to the other side of our chair and do the same thing. And that's an area that surprisingly can get tight, especially when you're hunched over sitting. That area gets very tight very quickly. Okay, if you want to really do a leg stretch, you can hold the chair and bring the leg up. You can also bring that leg back as long as you don't have any balance issues. So you can do that for both sides. For this one, I'll bring the table, but you can certainly do it if you have a chair that's not on wheels. You can certainly use a chair like this. So you could come down like that. But you can come down this way and stretch your shoulders. Bring your head down and stretch. You're going to feel that in your traps and your shoulders. And then come up and push off of the table with your hands. So you're actually holding your body weight up with your arms on the table and you're stretching your back a little. And then widening your stance. Come down this way on the table.